is everybody's favorite day of the week.
Monday.
Monday.
Woo!
Welcome into the Monday edition of Weather Impact Live. I'm Ross, he's Lou, and it just seems like the weekend goes by so fast sometimes.
It does. It just flies by. When you're having fun,
When you said you had a great weekend.
Had a great weekend.
You had a lot of fun.
Great
you spent
family
some time
weekend.
down in South Florida, with some family.
Melbourne, so Central Florida. We're down on the Space Coast.
Okay.
And had a lovely time visiting with some family down there. Got rained on. As we were talking about that line finally kind of making its way. They got more rain than we did. You know, it kind of held its act together Saturday there. But overall nice. Great to be back to work though. Good to be with you. Thank you for having me on your show.
It always is. Well, you are kind of the co-host.
No. I'm just here.
Legally, I was told I had to bring you on today again.
Yes.
I've been pushing against it.
But contracts, man, has a way of working, doesn't it?
You're a little bit like a cockroach sometimes.
Won't go away.
Just won't go away.
I'm a survivor. Keep on surviving.
Let's get to it a little bit.
This is actually big news. So had Taylor, one of our esteemed news colleagues, come running in here, said we're going to put a camera shot of a wildfire impacting I-75 in Columbia County. This is just south of Lake City. So mile marker 424.9. This would be if you're going out 10 and you got to get on 75 and head south. This would be from Lake City. You're gonna run into this. There's lane closures. In fact, as you can see, one side definitely not moving, the other side extremely slow, all because of a wildfire there.
Yeah, it looks like my Aunt Bethel's ashtray out there, a little smoky.
Oh, Aunt Bethel, if you just take it easy on the Marlboro Reds.
I feel like we've had a small reprieve from wildfires recently.
Yeah.
With a little bit of the rain we got last week.
But the caveat is this is a great reminder. It's still bone dry, despite, what feels kind of damp out there, these foggy mornings that we've had, it just feels a little more damp. But the fuel's still very dry. So Florida Highway Patrol, so we've got closures there, 75. I'm just reading their actual official report coming in between mile markers 424 and 425, which is what we're showing you right here. Poor visibility, the number one cause. And I guess look at that fire almost encroaching on the interstate.
When you could see a firefighter going back into the woods. So clearly crews are working hard to try to contain that fire.
Yeah.
And snuff that out. Chris, if you go to graphics, I do have kind of just a quick map and look at where this is. So as you mentioned right before the stream, Lou, this is south or southwest of Lake City, right along I-75 there. So that's kind of a roundabout area in Columbia County of where this fire is currently at.
And so low, a lot of times you can pick up ash or smoke, getting picked up high enough to get caught in a radar beam. This would be low enough, and then also the radar beam coming out of Jacksonville would be so high to where you're probably not going to pick that up. But winds generally coming out of the east at this point, so that smoke would be blowing back across 75 towards Suwannee County. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the general direction where you'd be impacted by pretty thick smoke.
Because it is breezy, it's keeping it lower.
Yeah.
And the further you get away from Jax, the higher that radar beam kind of needs to go. So
correct.
Kind of a double whammy with trying to see the actual wildfire smoke from it. So we'll monitor that here throughout the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. Otherwise, we've got a huge temperature range out there today. And this is really going to be the name of the game, the trend pretty much all week long. You at the coast, you need almost a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Because it's chilly, especially with the wind. You got 59 in St. Simon's Island and Brunswick, whereas inland locations out towards the I-75 corridor, 77 in Lake City, 79 in the Swamp in Gainesville. So we're talking a 15 to 20 degree temperature difference from the coast to the I-75 corridor. And I think this is going to be a pretty similar pattern most afternoons here, Lou.
Yep. It was going to be a tale of two climates. Where do you live? Do you live intracoastal east? You're going to be much cooler. And we're going to be forecasting for high temperatures in inland areas pushing 80 by the end of the week. And that won't be the case for you there at the beach because of persistent east winds, east and northeast, southeast, either way, just kind of coming on an onshore flow. And with that in mind, that presents sea fog because with the cooler temperatures, there at our beaches, those winds pumping in even more moisture. So the double kind of whammy of more moisture, temperatures dropping and staying cooler towards the dew point. and stubbornly so. To where even the winds are going to win out with the temperatures as opposed to the sun angle. So it's just that sea fog is going to be persistent, which we see on St. Simons right now. 1.75 miles, you're still driving okay, but it's got that feel, that foggy, soupy feel, and a precursor to what's to come when the sun goes down and the temperatures really start dropping to that dew point officially.
And you can see it pretty well here on visible satellite. That fog, those low hanging clouds just kind of rolling in right through St. Simons into Darien, Brunswick. So here's a look out of, I think this is Brunswick.
Yeah, this is Brunswick. This is right as you're coming off the Sidney Lanier on 17. You would be almost to Marshside Grill looking back. So the angle we're looking at over the marsh is actually towards the causeway that would take you out to St. Simons. And, you just look out over the horizon there, pretty socked in. And so you'd run into that, as you go a little further north and then head east on the causeway, you'll be running right into some pretty thick fog. I'm not going to call it dense yet. We haven't reached that yet. But it'll be coming, and that'll be the story.
And I know current temperatures aren't necessarily the sexiest thing to look at all the time, right? But I feel like this week,
they tell a story.
It really is, because we got tons of folks who live in Brunswick, or Fernandina Beach, or Mayport, and you're going to say, oh, it was a pretty cloudy, foggy, kind of just damp, chilly week. Whereas if you live in Sanderson, or if you live in Stark, you're like, oh, it was a pretty warm, sunny week.
Yeah, I mean, if you live in Orange Park, west side of Jacksonville, I mean, it's going to be nice. Anything really west, 95 and west, we'll be talking about very, very warm. It's different than this past week where we had those persistent southwest winds making it all the way to the beach, the kind of everything blowing offshore, and kept everybody warm all the way to the sand. Not the case this week. Weather impact alert. So this is kind of fog is one of those we tend to try to put these out 4 to 5 days in advance. We want to give you ample notice, especially when we can track something moving across the country, or we got high confidence in storms coming across. Then there's the other kind, fog. Fog's one of those that you really need to see 24, 36 hours kind of in advance, see how things are shaping up, see what's advecting in, what's actually happening in real time. And with fog, we're kind of keeping you alert for tomorrow morning. May need to do this for Wednesday morning as well, but definitely through the evening until your morning commute tomorrow. Let's be prepared for pockets of dense fog as you leave the house.
Yeah, so this is what the futurecast is kind of looking like. And it is often a very local event, right? Not everyone sees dense fog. Not everyone even sees patchy fog. But there are going to be spots that the sea fog rolls in, and all of a sudden you're just locked into it.
Yep.
I drove up to Yulee last night. It was probably 7 o'clock, and I mean you could just see it.
Yeah.
It was almost like a wall coming in from the east.
Yep.
That west of 95, you still had some clear skies, but east of 95, you were like.
Yeah,
it looks eerie, like black. What's the pirate's name? Blackbeard, his
his ship's coming in.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's a pirate community there in Nassau County historically, so they probably know those vibes. It was like that downtown last night too. I was talking with Lee, she was here last night, talking about how it was eerie watching almost that sea river fog really kind of rolling up to St. John's and then over Daly's Place and right over the stadium, kind of settling in. So it'll look like that in the morning, and with the winds pretty persistent. They're not. This isn't the kind of radiational fog where you got to have the very, very calm wind and it's settled down. This will move like a wall pretty quickly.
But it may. Yeah. So it will be windy to start, but last night the winds did die down, but then it just kind of locks in.
Yeah.
Right. So the wind kind of pulls the fog in,
and then you lock down,
and then it locks it in, and it's not really until we get to 8 to 9 a.m. you start to get a little bit of heating. That fog begins to mix in.
Inland heating though, and that's the thing, right? So the inland areas will heat. But the beaches will have the hard time, and that's why, a lot of times we'll be looking at beach cameras, and you live at the beach and you've been through that persistent sea fog. You know how it can last all day. I mean, be there with you through lunch. We're going to take a quick break. We've got a lot more to get to for the rest of our work week ahead, so don't go anywhere.
Well, I have a bone to pick with Lou. I know
It's my favorite.
Do you know what?
No, I'm just saying it's my favorite. I love when you have to air out your grievances with me.
Well, we're what? 11, 12 minutes into the stream.
Great haircut, Ross.
Thank you, Louis.
Sorry, man.
Thank you.
Dang it.
Oh my gosh, we had to go through the whole first segment before Louis realized I got a fresh cut from a guy, PJ, up in Callahan today.
PJ, well
Shout
done.
out, PJ.
You always do a great job. And you know why it's great? Is because you make changes, but they're just subtle enough to where I have to squint. Did he get the? Does it? It's just you run a tight ship.
So last time he didn't put in I have a very like small natural part. Right? Yeah. Last time he didn't do that. This time I was like, hey, the girlfriend, she suggested to put the natural part back in,
and you let that rule the roost.
Oh, he said that was a slippery slope.
It is.
You give in to that.
What next?
Next thing you know, you got 3 cats and 8 kids. And
it's coming, buddy. Just prepare yourself. It's coming.
Thank you, though, for the compliment.
It is nice.
Always feels good.
It is nice.
To know that someone notices.
I noticed. But you know me. It takes me just a gentle coaxing.
On the topic of appearance, we'll get back to the weather in a second. The bow tie on Friday.
Was a big hit?
I got decent reviews.
Okay, good. Now,
there might have been a lot of people out there. So speak up if you are one of those people who they may have hated it.
No, but nah, man, nobody hates that.
Did
you wear it through the 11?
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
I kept it on all night. All night.
Good.
Yep.
I'm proud of you, man. That's great. Yeah. Did you get good feedback from the people that signed your paychecks?
Maybe not the people who sign the paycheck,
okay.
But people who also get paychecks here.
People who get paychecks, okay.
Some of them. I think the newsroom was split like 50-50.
Well, Anthony was a vociferous.
Yeah, he was a full-on, like thumbs down.
Thumbs down gladiator style. Yeah. Kill it with fire. No, I liked it, man. That was solid. Is it going to be an everyday thing? No, of course not. But I think now we know.
Special occasion.
You bring that thing out. I've got mine ready and raring to go. You know what's funny is I said I forgot it on Friday when you were wearing it. This was for the Scottish games. You were wearing your tartan. I had mine. It was in the truck. I had it the whole time. Could have just run out there and tied. But no. But I did. You know what? In hindsight, I'm really glad I didn't know, because then you got to let you have your thing.
What about a bolo?
Bolo tie I have in my locker.
See, I knew Lou would be prepared.
I have a bolo tie. Yeah.
I have one from my grandfather that he used to wear.
What's the jewel that you tie? Is it a piece of turquoise or is it traditional? Or?
No, I think there's like a stone with like a buffalo in it, kind of.
Yeah, nice.
And it's like in what looks like to be like a Native American bird.
Okay.
Like that's the style. That's the style that it is.
Such a good look. I don't know what our occasion will be to wear our matching bolos. It'll have to be on a stream one day.
Flag Day?
Maybe Flag Day.
I don't know. That sounded like it.
That's already come and gone.
I feel like there's not a whole lot we can do with Flag Day, so that seems like Flag Day hasn't come and gone.
I thought it already happened.
It's June 14th.
Oh, I thought it already came and went. It's June 14th. I don't know my Flag Day.
My gosh.
Here we go. Yikes. Well, you know what I like? I like a director who directs us.
And he just, he moves us down the road.
Put the graphics up and said, would you two shut up and talk about thank you, Chris, as we continue along. Bus stop forecast, as you know, extraordinarily important to me and to all parents out there, but I'm glad Ross included this in our stream today. Foggy start, meaning bright reflective clothing for the kids. If they're walkers, bikers, lights on the bike, all those good things. Or it might be a drop-off at school kind of morning, just depending on where you are. When you're going to have to make that assessment. Of course, watch Good Morning Jacksonville with Lee Southwick in the morning. I had my Prangleys and everybody mixed up. Prangleys off tomorrow, so it's Lee Southwick in the morning on Good Morning Jacksonville. Watch that. She's going to have your visibility specifically by community. So when she'll be showing you where it's most dense, and that might be early enough. If you're watching at 6:30, plenty of time to kind of get ready and prepared, and if you need to drop the kids off. And
it's not just tomorrow morning, but really we are expecting some foggy mornings here over the next couple of days. So be prepared for that. You might need a few earlier starts. Set the alarm maybe just 5 minutes earlier. Not just for yourself, but for the kids if you do have to get them out there to the bus stop. But the flip side of that is the afternoons should be very nice. We'll get more sunshine, pretty warm as well. And that's going to kind of be a rinse and repeat forecast through most of the week. So with that being said, rain chances, although there will be a few isolated ones, will be rather limited for most of us. And we're talking like we're not going to get a lot of widespread beneficial rain to help with some of the drought conditions out there. So through tomorrow, foggy start in the morning. By the afternoon, we warm up pretty nicely, at least for I-95 and areas west. So we're talking mid to upper 70s. Whereas if you do live out towards Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine, or really anywhere from the intercoastal eastward, it's going to be significantly cooler. Lou talked on that earlier. We're talking low 70s, even 60s. Wouldn't be surprised, as we've seen, Lou, in kind of St. Simons, Brunswick, kind of up there in that Glenn County area, that you get even temperatures low 60s, upper 50s, perhaps. So it will be a large contrast from east to west with regards to the temperatures. Just kind of a mix of, I guess, some clouds as the day wears on for the rest of us. Of course, we're going to watch for the coastal clouds to kind of stay locked in, Lou. But really just spotty showers. This is kind of what our in-house model has shown. Nothing substantial.
But I tell you,
the next few days,
this look is exactly the same look that it was spitting out, and that's an operative word, meaning to use it. Spitting out for this past Saturday morning when we had our weather impact alert, just for that misty drizzle. And it's exactly what happened. So Saturday morning had that. It wasn't rain, like officially, but it was that Saturday morning kind of dreary, overcast mistiness. And I think that's very similar to what we would have the potential of seeing at the beaches several days through the next 7-day forecast. Right. Yeah. So thickening clouds, like you have
that cool misty air just kind of hitting if you're out there at the beach.
Yeah. So and maybe even heavier rain at times as we get towards Wednesday and Thursday's afternoons, which we indicate we'll show you after our next break in the 7-day, kind of why we're putting 20 and 30% chances each day for rain, but it primarily focused on that coastal climate. Looking ahead to our Wednesday, 80s. Yeah, unless you're at the beach, in which case you're going to be like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about, Lewis?
What are you talking about, Lewis? But 82 by Thursday, feeling nice inland. Maybe if you're out at the beaches, you want to come this way. Not much time to really dive into this, so let's do this after the break. Talking about spring being here to stay.
Spring having sprung?
Spring having sprung. We'll think about it. Stay there. So do you think spring has sprung?
I do believe that spring has sprung. Okay. I feel like spring has sprung.
I feel the same way.
We were talking about like the chance for freezes before the stream came on today.
Yeah.
And it seems slimmer and slimmer kind of in that extended forecast. We don't have a chance for it this week.
Yeah.
And I mean, beyond that, then we're getting close to St. Patrick's Day, approaching the Easter holiday.
Yeah. And then actual spring starting.
Yeah.
So you get all the way out there. There are some longer range, but again, the caveat is long range. And if you were to look out, say, beyond Sunday, March 8th, there's some signals on modeling for a pretty potent front trying to come through Jacksonville, but this would be beyond, this is into the 12th. So we're talking 10-day forecast, and this could slow down. Now this would butt up against Players Championship, as we're getting kind of closer and closer to that. So little confidence in this at this moment, because but where there could be some confidence is longer range pattern with, will we get another attempt at a polar vortex, a Canadian air trying to pour out and get to the southeast? I don't think so for Florida and perhaps inland southeast Georgia as well. But I bet the Carolinas, and I don't think the country necessarily is seeing the last.
Yeah.
Mid-Atlantic states.
I think maybe a better way to say it for us, right, is like we could have another cold spell.
Yeah.
But not a hard freeze. Not a freeze even.
Right.
Like, yeah, could we have some cold mornings, upper 30s, lower 40s? Yes, that's certainly possible. But it doesn't seem, at least in the near term.
Yeah, that's what spring is. Spring still, it's the outliers. Your spring mornings certainly have those cool ones where you need the jacket. But they'll be just that. They'll be more outliers. So we're getting closer and closer. All right, daylight saving time.
Yeah, just a reminder, we do spring forward Saturday night into Sunday morning. This begins at 2 a.m. Yep. So looking forward to those 7:30 sunsets starting on Sunday.
It drives a lot of people crazy. A lot of people don't love it. A lot of people want the one time. They either want standard or they want the saving time, one or the other.
I enjoy the changes, actually.
Do you? Yeah. I'm kind of one of those.
Because it puts me in the mindset of like, oh, okay, sunset's now after 7:30.
Yeah.
Now it feels like spring and summer's approaching. And then vice versa of that in the fall when, like the sunset's earlier, I'm like, okay, now it's
time to settle in.
It's fall. We're approaching the holiday season.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree. I like it. And it's been done our whole lives, so why not? But yeah, there's plenty of people out there. Well, standard time is the way to go. Whatever, But whatever it is, it's coming, and spring forward, Saturday night, Sunday morning. Yeah, the onshore flow. We've been talking about this, kind of dominating. A little offshore high pressure. Kind of pushing in those east winds. Coastal showers has been the kind of the theme of our forecasts with the fog, the cooler temperatures at the beach, kind of that separate climate, for our beach communities here over the next few days. And this is, I know, you've kind of had your hair standing up on your back of your neck over what's coming for kind of the Dixie Alley and for parts of the Midwest, the middle of this week. Severe threat is pretty legit.
Yeah, it's really more like, Texarkana, Mississippi River Valley. They've got 4 straight days of slight risk. So there's Wednesday from Dallas kind of through Idabel up towards Fayetteville, Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Then you go to Thursday.
Yep.
That's kind of West Texas, western half of Oklahoma, right along the dry line. Friday, another big one from Kansas City and St. Louis down through Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Dallas. Saturday, another chance there near the Dallas Metroplex and into southeastern Oklahoma. So, 4 straight days of potential severe weather. And I think this will